The opposition leader says the Martinique incident could spell trouble for St. Lucia-Martinique relations. Dr. Kenny Anthony was in the French island when word of the crime hit the airwaves and outrage resounded across the island. Dr. Anthony says it is the type of sentiment St. Lucia can ill afford.
I happened to be in Martinique the weekend that the crime was reported, and it was a talking point among citizens of Martinique, and everywhere I went that weekend, it was raised with me. Every time that there is a serious crime in Martinique committed allegedly by St. Lucia nationals, the crime inflames passions, and you hear constantly suggestions from Martinicans that the current regime that allows St. Lucians to travel to Martinique without visas need to be revisited.
An extradition agreement was one of the key talking points of a high-level security meeting between security forces from Martinique and St. Lucia last week. But the opposition leader says it is not the first time the initiative was discussed. Dr. Anthony says his administration began discussions to put measures in place to transfer cross-border criminals.
In that period too, we had in fact recognized that at some point or other an extradition treaty was required, because essentially you just can't go into each other's country and pick up individuals and dispatch them to the country where the crime has taken place, or for that matter transfer the individuals without notice on the other side. And there was certainly some point at which some bright lawyer would have raised the issue of the extradition arrangement, because although Martinique is just next door, we sometimes fail to remember that Martinique is part of France.
There are concerns that the French visa regime may be under threat following the internationally publicized crime. Dr. Anthony says this is happening at a time when St. Lucians should be deepening their relations with the culturally comparable country, not jeopardizing the relations that exist.
The tragedy of all of this is that St. Lucians do not understand that when they go to Martinique and commit crimes, whether it is in connection with drugs or other crimes of passion or violence, then the entire visa regime comes under threat. Already the Martinican authorities, the French authorities, have whittled down on the original agreement, and there is a real danger that if crime continues to be blamed on St. Lucians, that the French authorities may decide to bring an end to the visa arrangements that currently obtains. I pray God that that never happens.
Presently, St. Lucia does not have a consul general in Martinique. It is a reality Dr. Anthony says must change, but with due care and thought. Alison Kentish, HTS News, Channel 4.